I mean, it's a rum, right? An Irish rum. So what kind of laws are around Irish rum? Does anybody know? Welcome to Whiskey and Whiskey. I'm the Whiskey Chaser Brian here in my own studio for a little bit of a change. Hope you're keeping well. This is a brand new Irish rum from Fore Distillery out of County Westmeath. A 40% sugarcane molasses, grade 2 Irish rum that retails for about €49 in Ireland. This was gifted to me from the wonderful folks at Fore Distillery during Whiskey Live 2023. All thoughts are my own. As far as I know, this is only in Ireland currently, but follow their socials and if you're into rum. Now, up until Whiskey Live, I've never heard of Fore Distillery, didn't even know they existed. When I was contacted by industry pro Kevin Cunningham, wondering would I stop by the stall and have a look at something they wanted to show me and get my thoughts on, hence the free bottle, I happily agreed to do a video on, but warned I would give my honest thoughts. Honest, because I'm honest. I also got a chance to meet head distiller Oliver Girk, who gave me a breakdown of the spirit and what Fore are producing with their hybrid stills up there in Westmeath. Fore Distillery is a boutique distillery situated in the picturesque hills of County Westmeath, about a mile outside of Fore village, which itself is steeped in Irish history. The name Fore itself is derived from the Irish name Forbar. I didn't do Irish, I was exempt, so if that sounded wrong, I apologize. Meaning water springs, and was given to the area due to the well of St. Fechin. Again, Irish, could be wrong. St. Fechin established the ancient Fore Abbey in the 7th century, which became home to 300 monks before being destroyed by a fire. Legend tells of an underground flow of water that miraculously flows uphill to the mill. Now, the marketing jargon, Fore Distillery follows a philosophy of using the finest ingredients in small batch runs to ensure consistent quality and a unique character. They believe in the importance of sourcing locally from suppliers who share their values and strive to reduce their CO2 footprint. Good to see. They also prioritize sustainability by utilizing renewable energy and recycling/upcycling waste produce. Good to see in this day and age. You have to be doing these kind of things. The distillery itself is located in Moortown for County Westmeath, Ireland. They offer a barrel and bean coffee shop where visitors can enjoy their products and experience the distillery with what I'm told is absolutely stunningly breathtaking views. Not sure how long exactly they've been distilling, but they have a poitín on the market as well, an Irish white rum, and what we're going to try today, a Irish golden rum. I have a bottle of the poitín there. I will be reviewing that separately in a few weeks. Make sure you're subscribed. Interesting little side note, Laurie O'Dwyer, who runs Whiskey Chats, which is a podcast dedicated to Irish whiskey production and the folks behind the brands, interviewed head distiller Oliver Girk, and I'll leave a link below to that where you can hear the playback. It was very, very informative, and it's definitely a distillery that I'm going to be visiting very shortly, hopefully, if they'll have me after this review. Now, the rum itself is distilled from grade 2 molasses and distilled with a combination of pot and column distillation. A hybrid still is what I'm told. The rum is then matured in ex-bourbon barrels for 18 months and a period in virgin Irish oak, although I wasn't told for how long exactly it was in the Irish oak for. So 18 months is what I know. In terms of rum laws here in Ireland, to the best of my knowledge, we don't have specific laws to the country. I believe we fall under the EU rum producing regulations. I didn't research them, to be honest. The information was a bit light on the ground. I don't typically drink rum, although depending on this, I may start after. So again, the rum uses grade 2 molasses. Grade 2 molasses is produced during the second boiling and extraction process, after the initial boiling to create a higher grade molasses. It is typically darker and has a more robust flavor profile compared to higher grade molasses. Grade 2 molasses retains a significant amount of natural sugars as well as minerals and other components present in the sugarcane juice. Again, I know very little about rum production or processes. Molasses is classified into different grades, with grade 1 being the highest quality and lighter in color, while grade 3 is typically the darkest and least sweet. As a side note, the classification of molasses grades can vary between countries and regions. Our grade molasses would be different from more traditional rum producing regions, like the Bahamas. So I've given this a couple of minutes in the glass to open up and breathe. On the nose, tons of molasses. Almost borderline syrupy. It's got a sweet element to it, sugar sweet. Like it's not honey sweet. Doesn't have that kind of vibrant honey note. It's just more kind of like a sugary sweet, syrupy sweet, and very woody. Very woody, lots of influence from oak here. No blatantly obvious alcohol element here either, right? But in saying that, it's not overly complex either. Molasses, woody, sweetness. There is a little bit of a hint of a vegetative note. Not bad. Not bad for an 18-month-old Irish rum. All right, so on the palate, sláinte. Okay, molasses. There's a vegetative note there. Very, very creamy, which is surprising seeing as this is, 18 months. It's quite syrupy. There is a hint, however, of spirit here, just so you know that yourself, but it's very, if I was to describe this rum, I would say it was very clean distillate, spirit, excuse me. Not overly complex, can also mean that. Again, I don't know much about rum. I haven't had much rum in the past, but there is a slight hint of spirit coming through. Now, the molasses and the sweetness does a nice job of balancing that out, but there is a slight apparent youth alcoholness to it. One more, let's just to be absolutely certain. That vegetative note is real apparent, dies off quick though. Yeah, so everything I said, it's woody, a little bit of youth there, molasses, sweetness. The only thing on the finish, right? I think the finish dies very quickly, dies off very suddenly. That kind of nice molasses and sweetness gives way to a vegetation and kind of a slightly spirited note, very slight touch of woodiness as well. I'm not sure, maybe rum is meant to do that. I'll put it to you like this, there's nothing offensive about this. It's quite a clean spirit. Nose to palate to finish is fairly balanced. You're not losing too much flavors anywhere. The only thing about it is the finish dies very quickly and a small bit of youth. I may start drinking rums. I'm gonna have to get some older rums. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some older rums and see what we're dealing with here. On to my opinion. So when doing these kind of notes, I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was a little surprised to see the finish drop off as quick as it did. I did have it at Whiskey Live, and you know what? I really enjoyed it. I had their poaching as well, I believe. I will be honest, I did have a good few in me at that stage. I'd gone over, it was about 2/3 of the way through the show, but I did enjoy it now also. And for 49 euros, it's a nice alternative to a whiskey from time to time. I can see this being more popular maybe in some cocktails, but for me, more so neat. But you could do both with it. Maybe it's aimed more so at the cocktail side of things. I'm not sure, but I'd love to be drinking more rum to have a definitive answer. For 50 quid, what I'd recommend you try it at the very least. I mean, look, there's plenty of whiskeys out there that are way more expensive than that. There's also kind of, I think, rums that are cheaper than that. I don't know. I'm on the fence of this one, but definitely I would suggest trying it at least and just experiencing what Golden Irish Rum from Fore Valley Distillery has to offer. If you're someone who makes a lot of cocktails, maybe buy a bottle. And if you're someone who out of interest, who's kind of bored of Irish whiskey, buy a bottle. Any rum drinkers out there, try this. What's your thoughts? Comment below. Thanks very much to Fore for gifting this bottle to me at Whiskey Live. I do very much appreciate it. I love anybody who gives me stuff for free. They also sent me a bottle of their poaching, which I'll be reviewing in the coming weeks. So thank you again for that. I'm under no obligation. They just basically gave it to me and they said, go ahead. And I'm just being honest. So yeah. If you think that might be something like your cup of tea, by all means, pick up a bottle. Available in, I believe, all Irish main retailers for spirits online. The usual suspects. Until next week, we'll leave it there. Sláinte.